Hi guys, Mum minus one again here. So, lesson one on grief, and it's only from my perspective, and it's probably not your perspective, and I'm quite sure it isn't. But mine is that I suppose the most important thing is that it doesn't matter what your education, what your background, what your environment, you are never going to be prepared for grief. No matter what anyone says to you, you are never going to be prepared for it. I've come from, of course, you can hear from the accent, Australia. I grew up in Adelaide in the 70s. I had a dad who'd come from a small mining town in Britain. He was a Geordie. He married my mum, who was Australian. We moved to Adelaide. I had two brothers, I still do. We had a wonderful life. It was idyllic. We lived across from a caravan park and a national park, and a whole pile of us used to go across the national park, which was filled with native trees and kangaroos and, warm summer days. And we used to invade Christmas parties for different businesses, and we'd just go in there and we'd, go and get ice creams and drinks. We'd go in there running races and everything else they had, and we'd all come back with prizes. And that was sort of my childhood. It was idyllic. We went yabbying, we went tadpoling. Everything was great about it. We went home when the street lights came on. We were kicked out for the weekend, basically, and told not to come home until the street lights came on. And in fact, I think in Western civilizations, you will often hear people say, up until a certain age, that they've never seen a dead body. And it's generally their parents or their grandparents that they see. In other countries, that's not the case. Life's much more fragile. They live with it. Some of them celebrate it. I mean, I know in Bali, which I love, they have their ceremonies, their cremation ceremonies. They nurture it. They understand it. Life is much more fragile. They appreciate about it. In our culture, we don't. We hide it. Even when somebody dies, there's a white van pulls up, they wait till, no one's around, and they whip that body and they put it in the back of the van and they take it away. So we're not brought up to be prepared for grief in any way, shape or form. We're not prepared that things bad happen to us. So when it does happen, we don't really have any rule books or any way to protect ourselves. So you really are on your own when it happens. And grief, can I just say, doesn't just have to be a child, a parent. It can be your grandparent. It can be your best friend. It can be your pet, your beloved pet. It can be the end of a relationship. There are so many types of grief. And I suppose this last lesson, particularly from our point of view, is that grief is like a fingerprint. None of them are the same. Everybody's is unique because you had a unique bond with that relationship or that person or that animal that nobody else had. And so nobody can tell you they know exactly how you're feeling. And how you feel is okay. That is okay to feel how you are. Okay, so that's my phone going off. Don't know what that is, but we'll have a look. That's my stumbly, rumbly first lesson in my journey of grief. Coming up for 18 years, still always going to be there, but I'll go through lots of how I've coped and what I've done. Oh, it's coming out on the computer now, wonderful. And I hope it helps. And I hope if you've got a story to tell or something that you want to say, please put it in the comments below. I'll put this on the Facebook and I'll put it on the Instagram as well. Mum minus one and Forever Young and